Hello guys, and welcome to another new episode of The Gold Room with Iyabo Ojo. Okay? Now today, you know I usually say I'm very excited, but today I am not just excited. I am super excited because I have my girl in the building. Okay, so she's not just a pretty fashionista. She's one of the best fashionista in Nigeria. Take it or leave it. She's also a lawyer. She's an entrepreneur, a philanthropist. Oh my God. She is a total package in one. And she's my baby girl. Hello, Chioma. Your head is swelling, Abby.
I wanted to bust out laughing without your intro. Thank you.
Welcome on my show, girl.
Thanks for having me. I finally made it to the Gold Room.
I know. Chioma, you are coming to the Gold Room. You still...
I try to do casual.
I know. Casual with a touch of glam and a touch of ooh. You can never catch Chioma on fresh. You know that one. Even when she's sleeping, she's like a Barbie doll. How are you doing, though?
I'm good.
Okay, so I want to go straight to the point and ask, who is Chioma?
It's such a hard question because, like, where do you start from?
You can start from the top. From
Okay.
The, bottom.
So obviously, you know me, Chioma Ikokwu, aka Chiomagoodhair. I'm from Anambra State. Both my parents are from Anambra State. Hey, I'm so pro Ibo. But I've got 4 siblings. I've got 3 brothers, my 1 sister.
Okay.
I have 1 sibling that lives in Nigeria. Everybody else is in the US or in the UK. I come from a really large family on both sides. My mom has 6 siblings, so there's 7 of them. And my dad's side, there's 9 of them. And everyone has 4 or 5 kids. I have so many cousins. I come from a really huge family. Yeah, so that's why I'm so family oriented, because that's how I grew up. And yeah, I think I do a bit of everything. I don't call myself jack of all trades because I'm not a master of none. I'm a master of everything that I put my hands to. So
same.
Education-wise, straight A student. Business-wise, thankfully, thank God, we've done well so far. And yeah, I don't know. What do you want to know?
Okay. All right. So I don't know. Rich kids. I don't know whether to ask them if everything was smooth or true, but we will still ask, because sometimes, people feel that, oh, because you're from a rich home or you don't have your own struggles. So I want to ask that, growing up, did you have any struggle growing up as a young child?
So I feel like my parents were very intentional about the way that we were raised. So even though we had all the great privileges, like going to good schools and we had great exposure, we were all very well traveled, they didn't spoil us. As a last child, yes, I was probably spoilt the most, but in comparison to maybe some of my, family friends, and I know the kind of things that they would get, how much pocket money they would get. It wasn't like that for us, My parents would, make us fly economy, for instance. They would, manage the pocket money, so it's not too much, to the point where I didn't have to work, but I started working.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because in England, not like a proper, serious job, but I would do telesales and just random things to get extra money, because I was all my friends are flossing, they're balling, and I can't because I'm not getting enough money to do this stuff. So, it basically gave me that entrepreneurial drive that I didn't even know that I had inherently, but just because I wasn't spoiled, I had to make extra money. So I think that for someone who was maybe, privileged, my parents did right by ensuring that they didn't just hand me anything and everything that I wanted.
Yeah. So I think that's where the drive came for you to make your own money.
Definitely.
Okay, so before I go on, I wanted to say that, Chioma, when I first met you, I didn't know who you were. And your fashion sense was just the first thing that gave you that, ooh, in my heart. Like, my heart, like, who is this lady? I didn't even know that the restaurants that we were shooting as at that time was even yours. Right? I didn't know anything about that. But when I saw you, I was like, okay. But a lot of people don't know that about you, that you're a very humble person. And you're very, very down to earth. People didn't know that about you, but I saw that in you, that you're so humble. Like, she is very humble. You need to get to meet Chioma to know that. They feel like, oh, she's on a high horse and she's going to remain there. No, 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 no. When you get to know Chioma, you find out that Chioma is just like every regular person. Like, she does things and you love culture. That's another thing about you. You embrace culture. You are inquisitive, more inquisitive to know more about, about your culture, what's going on, about tradition. How did that come about?
My dad's so traditional. So every
Okay.
single year, every Christmas, we went to the village for Christmas. Like, it wasn't a choice. It wasn't a discussion. It wasn't, oh, my friends are going to, going skiing in the Alps. No, no, no. You're going to Anambra State for Christmas. And
Wow.
all my family members, all my cousins, aunties, uncles, everybody will be there. And so just being there over Christmas, palm wine, abacha,
Yeah.
watching all the masquerades flogging each other, and then just seeing like village life and enjoying it, the music, all this stuff. It's just so embedded in me and I love it. And I'm so obsessed with Igbo culture. Like, I love everything about it.
You do.
And I'm like, well, if Igbo culture is this amazing, then I'm sure Yoruba culture is equally as good. And
Yeah.
Hausa culture is great. And Tiv and all these other places. So I want to know more. I'm genuinely interested and curious to just see how, like, people live and, their origins and their ancestors and just everything.
Everything. Okay, so, interesting. Fashion. How do you get these ideas? Because you put your stuff together and you put it together so perfectly, right? So what brought about fashion? Did you inherit it? Was it something you learned, or it just happens?
I can't even remember, like, when I would say that all fashion became a thing, just growing up. Everyone, like my dad's sisters are so fashionable. Oh my God, the way they carry themselves, their jewelry, everything. And then my mom's mom is super fashionable, So just
Okay.
growing up, like, I would always be in awe of the way they would dress up, and they're so confident as well. So it just exudes elegance,
Yeah.
And I think that I just always had that at the back of my mind, like, oh, when I grow up, I want to look like this, I want to be like this, yes. And eventually, because I used to be a tomboy, I think everyone kind of knows that now, I just would dress like a boy, joggers, hoodies, sneakers. But funny enough, I remember back then, even when I was dressed like a boy, I would always match, So
Wow.
I would match my sneakers to my knapsack, and and my cap, it would all be the same color, monotone. So it would always make sense back then. So naturally, when I sort of transitioned to start dressing like a girl and everything, it just came to me.
It just came easy.
And honestly speaking, for me, fashion is inherent. And I feel like my style is inherent, my fashion is inherent. I've never really had like a full-time stylist or anything, and I think that
I
people
know.
always think that I do. They're like, obviously it's a stylist. It's
Even
just
your
me.
stylists, you school them.
Oh, absolutely.
You do.
Absolutely. They know anyone who works with me, you're going to benefit because, honey, I'll teach you.
And that's why I was super excited when you started your Chioma Closet,
Yeah.
right? Yes, that was a good one. She has Chioma Closet. Where can they get stuff to buy?
So Chioma's Closet currently now is online, www.chiomascloset.com. And it's basically, it's a combination. So you can get my clothes, because a lot of people want the stuff that I wear.
Yeah.
Trust me, they're like, I want that t-shirt you are wearing. Like, they're not trying to buy it from the designer.
Yeah.
They want it from me. So it's an opportunity for people to actually shop my actual closet at a much discounted price from what I purchased it for. And I also stock other, like, designers. So I pick out, like, I curate, collections from designers, and I put them on the website. So it's my taste, my style from that designer.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's kind of that best of both worlds. I think eventually I'll go on to start producing my own clothes, maybe manufacturing.
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea of fast fashion.
Yeah.
And I like fast fashion because I feel like you can access every single person, with some of the things that maybe I like to wear, it's very like niche. So only like a selected
people
can wear it. And I don't want that. I want something that can reach every single person,
Yeah.
And for me, inclusivity is key. I don't want people to not be able to shop on Chioma's closet because they feel like, oh, it's too expensive or it's too fancy or her things are too tight. No, I want there to be something for every single person. Yeah.
Okay, so she's coming for you guys. Yes. For those of you who are a bit chubby and a bit, you know, and very reserved, you know, whatever it is, she's coming for you. She's going to get you. She's going to get you. Okay. Chioma is a lawyer. How can a lawyer now be a hairstylist? I don't understand. Where did that come from? Because I mean, when you told me you studied law, I was like, but you own a salon, so why not this law? Because you're not practicing.
I mean, I do like private contractual agreements.
You do? Really?
Yeah, it's for now.
Okay, so I know you have a hairline called
Good Hair.
Good Hair. So what informed that? And you own it with a friend, right?
Yeah.
Your
Kika.
best friend? Kika. Okay, Kika, I'm jealous. Ooh. Okay.
She loves you, by the way.
Okay. Love you
So,
too.
yeah. So law, Good Hair, it was never supposed to be either or. It was always going to be simultaneously, you know, because I started Good Hair whilst I was studying law at the University of Birmingham. I must have been 18 at the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was just because my hair always looked so good. Like, I was very invested in having actual good hair.
Okay.
And Kika as well, her hair always looked so amazing, you know. And so when we finally met, because we actually lived in the same halls, but we didn't know each other.
Okay.
But her hair was popping, my hair was popping. I'm like, "Kai, this girl looks mad." But I didn't want to talk to her because you know how it is with women. First she'll be like, "Who are you?" And vice versa. But you know, one day we spoke and swapped hairdressers' numbers before our personal numbers.
Oh, wow.
I was like, "Who's your hairdresser?" Because she's had like really nice lace. Kika used to do baby hair 20 years ago.
Wow.
When it wasn't even a thing. I'm like, "Wow, your hair's so nice." Then I didn't even know what lace was. I used to like have leave outs and my hairline was not very nice. So I love the fact that, you know, hers just looks so foreign. So I took her hairdresser's number. She took my hairdresser's number. The person I used to buy hair from at the time, because I used to get like really like beautiful human hair. So she's like, "Wow, the quality is so good. Let me have their number." So that's how we swapped like details. And then eventually, like when we actually became friends, we're like, you know what, this could be a really good business to get into. So anyway, started the business, but I was still studying. Like, it didn't affect my studies. Like I said, I'm a straight A student. I have no choice. My parents, like, I couldn't come home with a B or a C. I had to, you know, always get good grades. So I couldn't allow it affect, you know, my studies. When I finished, I did my master's. Now, the benefit of having a business partner, which I feel like people don't really speak about, you know, too often, is whilst I did my master's, because it was very challenging, Kika held the business down.
Wow.
There were times where I just didn't have time to, we had a salon in London. I just didn't have time to be going to the salon after school, you know, because after school I need to get home, finish my work, do my coursework, all this stuff. So Kika will go in every single day, attend to clients. She'll do all the work online, ship out all the hair, get all the hair ready, because we don't even have staff at the time. So she used to do every single thing, you know, and I was just studying, you know. Same thing when I moved to Lebanon to work after my master's. It was so tasking. I was working in an arbitration firm, and sometimes we'll be at work, I'm not joking, till 3 a.m. I have to be back there at 8 a.m. in the morning, you know. So I didn't really have a lot of time for good hair. But Kika held it down 100%. And we're 50-50 partners. So she'll just transfer my share of the money, and I was still working, you know. So that for me was just a blessing. So even when I decided to come to law school in Nigeria, and we decided to open Good Hair in Nigeria, sometimes people are like, but Kika's not there, you're doing all the work. I'm like, my friend, shut up. If not for that girl, we wouldn't even be in this, we won't have enough money to open anything in Nigeria. Do you know what I mean? So our partnership has been beautiful from the beginning. It's very, there's no, oh, you're not doing enough, and it doesn't matter. Do you understand?
So for Kika,
I do
you
clap
go.
for Kika.
Kika.
It doesn't matter who's doing what, it just works, you know. And her strengths are my weaknesses, my strengths are her weaknesses. Do you understand? So it literally is a match made in heaven.
Yeah. Okay, Kika, kudos to you, Kika. Thank you for holding it down for Chioma when she was schooling. That's good. So, the hair first before the restaurant. What's it called now?
Brass and copper.
Yeah, it's grass and copper. What informed that name, grass and copper?
Brass and copper.
Brass and copper. Okay. Instead of gold and silver.
Yeah.
Kind of.
That was actually an option, by the way. Gold and silver. But I was like, that sounds so random.
Yeah.
And Raz, I was like, gold and silver. That's so random. So we had brass and copper. We had, was it cow's milk? or something, Golden
Okay,
Cow.
Golden
We
Cow.
had some random names. We had a list of like 10 different things.
Okay.
And Brass and Copper was on the list. And, you know, everyone just kind of liked Brass and Copper. We're like, this is
So
kind of catchy.
what informed like the restaurant?
So basically, we wanted, me and Kika were really obsessed with like rose gold and copper at the time because that's when it became really like, you know, popular and stuff.
Okay.
And so we wanted all our accessories and lightings and fixtures and everything to be copper or rose gold.
Rose or gold.
So we needed something that had the name copper in it, but we wanted something that went with copper. So it was like
okay.
brass and copper.
Copper.
Even though we didn't really have anything that was brass in there, but it sounded good, you know.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
So what informed restaurant going into hospitality?
So the funny thing is, I love to eat. Anyone that knows
Yeah,
me knows that
I
I love food. I don't play with my
Chioma
food.
food. 5 and 6.
I love food. So I go to different restaurants, and I also love interior. Like I'm very like big on you know.
Yeah.
So there was a restaurant that I went to one day in Dubai. I absolutely fell in love with it, and I was like, if I ever have a restaurant in this life, I want it to look like this.
Like
So I
this.
took pictures of every single corner of that restaurant, and I was like, one day, and I just had it saved in my archives, and I had no plans or intentions. I'm not. It's not like I can't cook, but I'm not like a chef or anything. So I wasn't thinking, I want to open a restaurant. It was just in my archives. Anyways, Good Hair was doing so well in Nigeria, and we had a little, you know, store on Admiralty Way in Lekki, and so we needed to move to a bigger space. So I found this space one day. I fell in love with it. It was massive. It was purpose built, you know, but I was like, we can't have only Good Hair in here. It's just too big. But I just really liked the layout. It wasn't like a building that we had to break down and renovate.
Yeah.
It was just the space was there, and I was like, this is actually going to work for what we want, but we need to get other tenants because we can't just have Good Hair in here. So Kika was like, yeah, let's, you know, speak to people and see who's interested.
Okay.
So our current business partners for Brass and Copper, they owned Cocoon at the time. And I remember speaking to one of them, and they were talking about, you know, potentially like opening something in Lekki. So I spoke to him and I was like, you know, what do you think about bringing Cocoon to Lekki? And he was like, yeah, we can do it, you know, but, you know, it's gonna be very loud, right? It's gonna affect your hair business because obviously the music and everything. If you guys run late, it's just gonna be so loud. And I said, but why don't you do something kind of toned down? Maybe like a restaurant, like a lounge. And then they were like, why can't you do it yourself? And I was like, okay, then let's do it now. Let's all do it together. And they were like, okay, cool. And that's how Brass and Copper came about. Literally, it was a random conversation with Uncle Baz in Good Hair, our small shop then. We're just gisting. He was like, look, are you telling me to do a restaurant? You do it yourself. And I was like, okay, let's all do it then. You guys have a bit of experience from like, you know, running a club. And I know what I want the restaurant to look like because I've got it saved in my archives. And obviously Kika and I are popular. We'll promote it, make it girly and pretty, you know, so let's do it. And that's actually how Brass and Copper came about. Zero experience. Honestly, I freestyled all the way through.
Wow.
Literally. People probably thought like, you know, we studied for it, or no way, it was freestyle. We're making mistakes on the go every single day, you know, but it just worked somehow. I feel like God was just behind the whole enterprise.
And sorry about it because I know it caught fire sometime last year. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Yes, and I can see you guys had to do a whole lot of renovation, but now you said you guys are moving it
We're
again.
moving.
Oh my God.
We need a bigger space, that's the truth, you know. So
Okay.
the same way we outgrew our Good Hair space and we got this bigger space that birthed Brass and Copper, we've kind of outgrown this space, you know. So when we started renovating, obviously after the fire, we had to gut everything out, you know. And once we started renovating, it just, we were like, this place is too small. Why we've been here for over 5 years. Why are we going to go through the same issues that we went through, not having enough space? You know, so we're in the process of getting a bigger space.
A bigger space.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, look out for a bigger
Stay
space.
tuned. Brass and Copper 2.0.
2.0. Anyway, I trust you. I trust you. So, yes, I know you're a businesswoman because you do hair, you do hospitality, restaurant, and fashion. Now, one good thing about you that I also love is your foundation. You are a philanthropist, and that's very good. So what actually motivated you into going, you know, that route?
I think that I'm a natural empath. Maybe as a Cancerian person, I just feel sorry for people easily. I always want to help. If I see somebody in distress, in need, I'm not going to just leave them hanging. I will help. Anyone that asks me for anything, they know that I'm just weak. They're like, go and ask Madam Chioma because you're more likely to get it from her kind of thing. So I feel like my foundation, my charity is something that was inevitable in my life, you know, but it wasn't something that I decided, oh, I wanted to have or I was going to have. It just sort of like formed organically. And my partner at the time, who had sickle cell, you know, and he would always be in hospital and would have to go there and he'll be crying, I'll be crying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really, really bad. And I didn't really understand what sickle cell was because I don't really feel like people are educated enough, you know, as to how bad it can be. All I knew was like obviously genetics, AA, ASM, you learn it in school, they do that whole crisscross thing and it's like, oh, don't have SS, but they don't really explain to you why you really should not have a child that is SS because aside from the fact that sometimes it could lead to untimely death, it's so painful, you know, it's pain that is actually physically unbearable for a human being. And my partner at the time, fine boy, sexy boy, this, that, but if you see him in crisis, it was a different story, you know. So for me, I was like, how can somebody with so much just potential in life ever have to be subject to this, you know? Let me go back to Nigeria and see what I can do to maybe educate people so people don't actually have kids that, you know, have SS. And so going into these rural areas, you know, educating people, raising awareness, would go in with flyers and like medicine and all these different things. I was like, whoa, sickle cell is literally like the least of, you know, their worries in here. It's not just about sickle cell. There's so much poverty. There's lack of education. It was just so horrible. The housing, you know, situations, the health situations. I was like, no, I can do a lot more. I actually can because God has blessed me with the finances to help these people, you know. And so it didn't become the Good Way Foundation overnight, but I just kind of like started, you know, making a conscious effort to go into these communities a lot more regularly, you know. And I think it was even Kika, we had this discussion and we're just like, you know what, actually let's make this a proper structure just so that I can actually monitor what I'm doing in these communities and, you know, have a record of it and, you know, just have people in our database that we can constantly help and, you know, reach out to. And so that's how the Good Way Foundation sort of came about. Plus, I'm passionate about women.
I know.
You know me, I'm a girl's girl. Like, F the guys, it's all about the women. I'm a girl's girl. I love women. I'm so big on women making money, doing well. I'm testament of the fact that you can do it all. Do you understand?
Yes.
Make no mistakes. Let nobody confuse you and make you feel like as a woman you're inferior or you can't get it. You can. Anything that a man does, you could do it times 100.
I know.
You know?
Hey,
so that's
you
part
hear
of my
that?
foundation. Putting women on.
Girl power.
Girl power all day, every day, you know. So we empower a lot of women, you know, we start businesses for them or we fund and scale their already existing businesses. So that way, you know, they're also blessed to be a blessing in their community. They hire people in their communities, they train them, they teach them. Yeah. So it's like a ripple effect, you know, so everyone's winning.
Okay, everyone's winning. So that brings me to the next topic. So that brings me to the next topic. When am I carrying little children?
Hey, God, I knew it. Can I get a break?
Oh, you guys should stop running away
I
from
knew
this.
it.
No, when are we going to hear dun 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 dun?
See, now that one I cannot control.
Dun, dun,
I
dun,
cannot.
dun, dun,
But why am
dun,
men
dun,
intimidated though? Tell me. At least you've lived more years on this earth, so you should have more experience. Why are men intimidated if they feel like a woman's successful? Why do they feel like I'm not going to be submissive? Why do they feel like I'm not going to, you know, do what I'm supposed to do as a woman in the house? Why do they feel like, you know, because you make money, you can't be a good wife?
Well, I feel lifestyle.
Okay. They're scared.
They're scared. Like, the kind of, because what you're wearing alone right now, if we should, you know, those guys that come and say, how much is this?
Oh, yeah.
How much is that? I'm sure the kind of dollars I'll be ringing din, from your hair, you know, down to your nails, you know. So they also check this thing out and feel like, how am I going to keep up with this? But they forget to understand that you have your own business and what you're doing. And they are not in your life now. You still afford it. So even if they come into your life, it doesn't mean you're not going to afford it. All they have to do is just support. But even that support, they kind of get scared, like, how can I live up to her standards? You know?
I guess that makes sense. But then, like, if you're intelligent enough, surely you could see that I am already bringing something to the table. Do you understand? I have my own table, you have your own table, we merge it together. That's an empire. So how can people not see the benefit in that? Do you understand? Why do you feel like the person's going to take? Granted, if I had all of these things and I wasn't working, I didn't have a job, I wasn't employing over 100 people, then you can be like, oh yeah, she's going to be a liability, an expensive one at that. Because yes, I do like nice things. I do have expensive taste, but I provide these things for myself. So what's the issue? Like, we can, you know.
You can. Yeah, I know. I'm sure the right person is going to see you, maybe on this show, safe, and be like, okay, she has something to offer, and I have something to offer, and then we can match.
But to be fair, it's not like I don't have suitors. I do have a lot, obviously, as you know.
I
They're
know.
like
I know.
enough. But I guess for marriage, it's also different, you know. And the way that guys are picky, I think that also as a female, because of what I know that I bring to the table, I think I'm also picky, you know.
And sometimes I feel a lot of guys that are okay, they have distractions.
Right.
I think that's one of the most major issue. A lot of guys that are well-to-do, just like you have distractions, you have a lot of people who want you. They also have a lot of ladies who want them. And sometimes when they're so distracted, you know, men by nature, they cheat. Sorry, but they do. You know, so sometimes they want to test this.
But you feel like there's that all men cheat. Don't you feel like there's some men that don't cheat?
No, not all men cheat. Some men don't cheat. I feel some men. I don't think all men cheat. But maybe the ones that don't cheat are just 2%.
God, please find me in that 2%, okay? That 2%, I want to be in there.
Yeah. I feel no, but I'm joking. Like maybe 5 or 10%. I don't think all men cheat. But, you know, obviously 90% is huge. So to find that, even the 10% when you have it, and they're telling you, I don't cheat, because of your experience, sometimes you still have it at the back of your mind that he's cheating, you know, but I don't think all men, like 100% cheat. I feel like 90%, and I mean, we still have like 10, you know, because like they say, women cheat too.
And I hear that now, it's
you know,
rampant.
women cheat too, but I think for women it's 50-50.
I
Majority
think
of women will not cheat. I'm not trying to like support women, but it's what I know. If you have a man that loves you, that cares for you, that is there for you, I don't think any woman will want to cheat.
No way.
But yes, it doesn't take away from the fact that some women do cheat.
Yes.
You know, so for me, and for instance, me and Paulo, we've been together now almost, we've been dating like almost 2 years now.
Wow.
Known him for a while, but we've been dating for almost 2 years
Time
now.
really flies.
Yes, and I've never cheated on him. Never for once. Because
that one I know.
he hasn't cheated on me. And so I have no reason to cheat on him. But I don't know whether he's cheating or I've not catched him. If I catch him, Paulo, if I catch you.
No, he will never cheat.
You understand?
Even men don't cheat.
Yeah, see, supporting her brother. Even men don't cheat. I've never caught him, but if I catch him,
But in any case, he has all of this. What on earth will he be looking for out there?
Some men have all of this and they still
you're the
cheat.
full package. The looks, the
But you know
business
some men have
acumen,
all of this.
popularity, you're popping. Now he will never cheat on you.
Some men do. I mean, I've been cheated on in the past, and I've always been this way.
I
So
didn't have sense. This one does.
this one has sense. Okay. Igbo sister supporting Igbo brother. Ewo, Chineke. Odema. So I just feel a lot of guys, and you know, it's, and your generation now, it's really very hard. Let me help you with that. Your generation now is really very hard.
Yeah.
You know, gets it.
Because women are so independent. So the sort of nonsense that like our parents or grandparents would have put up with, nobody's dealing with that anymore.
And you know, sometimes I also,
yeah.
Say that again, sorry.
I'm saying like we're so independent now. So the kind of things that our parents and like grandparents, you know, grandmothers would have had to deal with, we don't have to deal with that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Any man comes with his nonsense, you kick him out. Come on, get out. Do you understand? Next, because I don't have. Do you understand?
Yes.
Back in the days, women were so dependent on men financially,
On
so
everything.
they had no choice but to put up with the nonsense.
They live and breathe.
But you know what I think the issue is now? I feel like the expectations. So right now, what's happening, especially with millennials, is Gen Zs are not going to get married. A lot of them are not, because they're going to realize there's no need. There's actually no point. Every single thing that marriage brings about, which is like maybe, let's say, security financially. As a woman, you can make your own money.
Yeah.
Procreation. Right now, as a woman, you can have your own kids. You don't need to be married to have kids. You don't need to be married to make money and be successful. So really and truly, what is the marriage? Do you understand? All you need is really just companionship. And you don't have to be married for companionship.
Yes.
So they're not going to get married. Trust me, you will see.
A lot of them.
Older generation, everyone got married because it was the norm.
The norm, yeah.
Society expected it. You needed to be dependent on your husband. There weren't really like other methods of producing children. You had to do it the traditional method with your husband. You couldn't even have it outside of wedlock. People think, oh, you're a bad girl, you're a bad girl.
Yeah.
That was our parents' generation. Now we're in between, where we understand that we could be independent, so we don't really need men, but we still have our parents in our ears. When are you getting married? I still had that conversation last week with my mom. So when I was like, mommy, please.
And when are you getting married?
And you too, do you understand? So it's a lot of when are you getting married? So it's like, okay, I need to get married, but it's a lot of you don't need to be married because you could do all this stuff without a man. So it's really difficult. It's going to be really hard for people in our generation. That's why people are getting divorced like this, because there's a disconnect.
Yes, and the internet is not helping. You guys are the Gen Zs are the social media era, and social media is not helping at all, because everything is out there, everything is exposed. You know, in those days, even when men cheat, the wife might never know, because nobody to see, nobody to report. She's home taking care of the children, back home, you know, not doing nothing. But now everything is there. Even the side chick want the main chick to know that I'm the side chick. The social media is there exposing everything. And, you know, and even the ladies also are also having side boyfriends and side... It's not only the ladies that... It's not the guys, they're not the only ones that have side chicks. So. The ladies, they have side bobos. Main bobo, side bobo. You understand? And go-to bobo. And rescue bobo.
And men are always willing. That's the worst part.
Yes, and the daddies, the sugar daddies, the naughty daddies, the D daddies. So there's a lot of distraction out there. But
I think for me, what's most important is you know me, I'm obsessed with children.
Yes, I know.
I'm obsessed with everyone's child.
I can't even wait. I just pray when you have the first one, it should be a boy.
Because
the girl will suffer.
Really?
Oh my goodness. I'm sure from her, what's it called? Is it Pampers?
Yeah, her diapers.
Her diapers. From her diapers, I'm sure she'll be wearing designers. Her hair will suffer.
Everything.
Everything. I'm sure we'll have to beg you to wait for her to get to like 14 before her nails start to suffer.
Whenever she's ready, she's getting those
nails.
nails.
Have you guys seen Chioma's pet? The way she pampers that pet.
Aria, she's so spoiled.
Oh my goodness. Then you'll know Chioma's baby's in for it.
But I do want a boy. I want a boy first and then twin girls.
Okay. And it's going to happen by God's grace.
Amen.
Inshallah.
I cannot wait. I think mentally I've given myself like a time frame.
Okay.
So if the husband hasn't come and we can't do it traditionally, which would be my ideal preference, I'm just going to have them.
Okay.
I mean, there's surrogacy.
Yeah.
There's
Surrogacy
IVF.
Yeah.
There's just so many ways. Like
I pray you get married, because I really want to wear ashwebi.
Yeah.
And be the Iyawo sister of the day.
Period.
You know, and put our gele up there.
And it has to be high to the sky.
High to the side, to the sky. I really pray that happens, but if it doesn't, well, it will happen. But let's stay positive. I'm an African woman. I'm sorry. We stay positive.
Yes.
It will happen.
And we manifest what we want.
We
so it will happen.
manifest what we want. So
It
that
will
husband is there around the corner. And you never know.
So, yes, on this show, we do what we call the switch.
What's the switch?
Yeah, you get to be the host, and
Oh.
I get to be the guest.
Okay.
So are you ready, host?
I'm ready. I'm going to finish your questions.
One question.
No, give me three.
No, it's just one question. All right, so let's go. Action.
So my guest, Iyabo Ojo, the famous, fantastic, fabulous, most popular, most relevant, IY sexy.
Okay. Swelling.
Tell me, how do you deal with trolls?
Well, I just switch off. That's what I do. I switch off because most times, for me, my personality is people that are very close to me that actually really does affect me. You have to really be close to me for you to get, under my skin. So when you troll me, I just like switch off. And I have what I call kolo. That's the block button. I just put you there. Boom. Leave you there, and sometimes I just log out. So sometimes, like on Twitter, when people are going, I don't go there. I don't get to see it. I don't get to read it. And if I just accidentally get to see one, I block you. Because, sometimes I might get temperamental and want to just respond to you, and you can't respond to everybody. So it's just better to just ignore. And then, but where I draw my strength from is, why are they trolling me? What is the reason why they're trolling me? So, for instance, let's say Real Housewife of Lagos that we're in together, we all know and we all knew what we went there to do, right? Did I give them a show?
Absolutely.
Did I play the villain well?
Absolutely.
So, would I get trolled?
Absolutely.
So that's the job I did, and I got, I got what I got from it. So it's just in my head. The only reason I ever even came out to talk or apologize or do anything for my fans was because I got to understand that, okay, they don't get it. Some of my fans don't get it. Okay, so like for Mohbad's case, I knew from the very first day when I was coming out that I was going to get trolled because people don't understand. Nigerians are wired in a way that you have to do something for a reason. And it has to be monetary or beneficial to you. They do not understand that you do things, do you understand, for your people, your country, for someone, just because you have that empathy towards that person or your people. So we come from that part of the world. And I have admired people like Nelson Mandela in his days. Do you understand? And I believe that he went to jail for how many years? 20-something years for his people to gain freedom. He didn't do it because he felt one day he was going to be president. He did it because he was passionate about his people. Do you understand? I have watched Root. I have watched a lot of shows and read a lot of books about people who have empathy. Because sometimes I ask myself, yeah, but why are you doing this thing? What is the motive behind this that you are doing? And recently, I watched about a man, they call him the Godfather. You know, he did a lot for the musical industry in America. He also did a lot of for the Black lives in America. I can't remember his name now, but it's on Netflix, right? Not the Godfather movie, but I think, is it the Black Godfather or something, yeah? And I noticed that he did everything for passion, for empathy, for his love for his people. But because Nigerian, the way we are, is a lie. That's why you see that when I fight any battle, the opponents or the other people that have issues with me, maybe personal issues with me, that want to come for me, they go and look for an excuse. They look for a reason to why I have come out to do this thing, right? But when I sit down in my comfort zone or in my private corner and I ask myself, did you come out to speak for this boy because you wanted more fame? I was already famous.
How many more followers can someone possibly have?
Did you come to do this because you wanted money? I was never paid. I spent my own money.
You spent so much money on that.
Did you come to do this for anything? No, because none of my social media platform is even monetized. But I'm going to start getting it monetized
You
now.
have to. Are you kidding?
None of it is monetized.
You have to. You have millions of followers.
I spend so much money on lawyers, on moving around, on doing things. My life is not even safe.
Do you remember that you didn't used to sleep? I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember like when you were fighting for Mohbad? And I know that a lot of people don't know this, but I remember then you were so passionate about it and so engrossed in the situation. And I was like, come and stay in my house because I actually fear for your own sanity. Remember?
Yes.
And you came to my house for like a week and a half. And for the first 5 days, you were not sleeping. Because you literally like, you'll be on the phone, then you wake up in the middle, were you having nightmares? Was it nightmares?
Yeah.
You'll have nightmares, you'll wake up in the middle of the night, you're back on your phone, fighting for him, attacking one police officer, doing this, doing that. And I was like, you're not sleeping. And then 7 a.m. we're up and we're, going to this police station, this courthouse, this, that. But no one saw that.
Yeah. Polo had to even shut out, let me just leave her for now. Have you forgotten that the wig, you reminded me that, yeah, but no, you're not wearing this wig
You
today.
wore one wig for like 4. I was like, take this wig off. It looks like a moth. What are you doing?
I wasn't even convenient.
I was like, the people are going to be there. I was like, media's coming. You were like, I don't care. I'm not changing. I said, I had to yank it off your head and put an actual wig on that looked good. You didn't care. You didn't care about the media. You didn't care about the thing. You didn't care about anything that came along with it. It was eyes on the prize.
Yeah.
You were like, this guy cannot die in vain. You said it because you saw him like in London at the show, right?
Yeah.
And he wanted to tell you everything.
Yeah.
And you didn't give him that opportunity that day because you guys were
busy
traveling or
working.
something, and it was haunting you.
And I said, when I come back, we'll talk about it. But I didn't know.
But people don't know this. People don't understand how passionate you are, how genuinely they think maybe you're a troublemaker and you just want to create something. They don't understand that you have sleepless nights because of things like this. You know? And I won't lie, it gave me. I had a newfound respect for you. I've always respected, loved, and adored you. I don't care what anyone thinks. This is my person through forever. It's for life.
For life.
It's not. It's not a show
life.
thing. This one is for life. But I think just watching you and how passionate you were about Mohbad, it made me passionate about him. I'm an empath, but trust me, I didn't care half as much as you did. But with the way that you cared, I cared so much about the situation as well, you know, and the whole country cared, and we're all fighting for justice because Iyabo Ojo decided that she wanted to fight for justice for this guy. I don't think people give you as much credit as you deserve, honestly. You're actually incredible.
We thank God, but it's so unfortunate that Mohbad has not yet gotten the justice that we all seeked, and I don't know why his autopsy result is taking forever. I don't know what's going on.
Do you feel like they're trying to like doctor it?
I just feel like there's so many, there are powers beyond us that are really wanting to bury everything. That's what I feel. Because I don't know why all this is happening the way it's happening. And his family is not even helping matters right now. So that's why I just like, okay, you guys do your thing. But we're still doing our own part in the little way that we can. I can't talk about what I'm doing now because I don't want them to come again. Because the last time I came out giving reports on every step we were taking, you know, a lot of people that had personal issues with me were taking it and turning it around. So you know what? Whatever we're doing underneath, we're doing it underneath.
But do you feel like that discourages you sometimes? Like you genuinely mean well and you're trying to fight for justice. You're a freedom fighter, you know that, right? That's just what it is, period. And then you have these naysayers or like haters or people that are jealous or wish, I don't know, for whatever reason, they want to stop your fight. Does that discourage you and make you feel like, you know, what you're doing is in vain?
Well, now, yes. Now, yes, because I'm in a relationship. Because every time... Priscilla is very strong. My daughter is very strong.
She is.
Festus is strong also, but they don't attack Festus as much as they attack Priscilla, you know. Priscilla is very strong because most times when the attacks come, they try to come through my children to get to me. And we you know, she's always telling me, Mom, don't worry, I'm fine. Mom, don't worry, I'm fine, you know. And she's fine, actually. Until recently when she voiced out. I was in shock because I just landed America when I saw her write-up and I was like, really? Oh my God. And that kind of like, okay.
You go, girl.
You go, girl, you know. But at the same time, in my corners, I felt like, oh God, I hope I'm not putting my children under so much pressure, you know. And now that I have a relationship, unfortunately, Paulo is this quiet, easygoing, loving, no stress zone.
He just wants to make his money and be going.
Kind of person. So I feel like I'm putting him under so much pressure. And I think that was why for so long, I never, ever, you know, not even for so long, I have never put my relationship out there. So for the first time, I kind of regretted doing that. I wish I never spoke about our relationship. I wish our relationship remained private so I could continue, right? You know, because when I think of him and he keeps saying, yeah, but you know, I'm not getting younger and I worry for you. I love what you do. I understand who you are. I know I can tell you not to do, but just remember that I'm not getting younger. You know, when he says that, you know, so that kind of, okay. But I'm going to still keep doing what I believe in, but probably not put it out there like I do.
But do you know, somehow, you know, as weird as it seems, but I feel like the country needs you. Yeah, because you say what everyone's thinking.
Yes.
You do what everybody would like to do, and you have no fear. I used to think that I had no fears, but meeting you, I'm like, whoa, mate. Because me, I do things provoked. I have to be provoked to react, but you just act. Do you understand? You go with the way that you feel and you act.
Yeah.
And in a country like Nigeria, where yes, there's freedom of speech, but is there freedom of the speech? We don't know about that one.
We don't know about that one.
You say it as it is.
Yes.
Come whatever may be.
Yeah, because, you know, one thing I have learned, you must know what to say, how to say it, and when to say it. And I remember when it was doing the rape issue, the young lady who was molested by one of my senior colleagues, I really didn't control my emotions then because I was outraged by what happened. And I think because I was also coming from that part where I have also gone through whatever she went through multiple times than hers. And I just felt like enough is enough.
Right.
You know, we need to start speaking up and fighting, you know, for the girl child, for the boy child, for all the children. And I was taken aback when I saw some adults manipulating the story and even coming for the girl child, you know, and for Princess. And that made me know that we have a long way to go in Nigeria. We have a long way to go in our country. And I noticed that if you watch, most times when I kick more on when I see my fellow entertainers doing wrong.
I love that you call people out.
Do you understand? I kick more because I feel like we are supposed to do right by our people. That's why we are entertainers. We are also evangelists because, you know, when we are acting the bad role, at the end of the day, something bad must happen to the person playing the bad role. We're preaching. We cannot be preaching and then doing the same bad thing that we're telling people that is wrong. You know, so for me, when a known person does something bad, it gets to me even more because I feel like, no, you have a lot of people that look up to you. You shouldn't be doing that. You understand? And I noticed that people have empathy towards this kind of people. So they don't see any reason. They feel they need to, you know, be given that, how would I put it? That pity party.
Leeway because you're a celebrity, yes.
Yes, because you're a celebrity. They need to give you a leeway for that. A lot of cases are for that the person involved is not even a celebrity, but it doesn't make it to the media because the person is not popular. Do you understand? And it's always an easy case. It's always an easy case. Even I don't even have to do too much. My lawyers alone handle it and it's done. It's sorted. But when it has to do with a celebrity, then it becomes a major issue. You know, so I don't know. Yes, Nigeria needs me, but Nigeria is not ready for people like us.
But you know what? They'll never be ready if people like you don't continue to do what you're doing. And people like myself and any other person who has a voice and can speak.
But I have to think of my family, my children.
But trust me, I can guarantee you they wouldn't have you any other way. The Priscilla that I know that is like me, she will not have you any other way. Trust me, because what you do gives her the strength to be who she is.
Priscilla said I should trade away my black bonnet too.
She was joking. As if she know she was joking. Trust me. She admires you, she loves you, she appreciates everything. Look at her fighting for you. If she was so timid and so scared, she'll just be in the corner.
I know.
But she's like, no, my mum this, my mum that, you know. We're all proud of you, seriously. And I don't think that you should ever let anything discourage you. Because at the end of the day, like, there's no easy way to greatness, you know. I mean, you're already great, but you're only going to be greater. And really and truly, you have to stand your ground, do what you're doing. Even Jesus was persecuted.
I know.
Until he resurrected, and now he's the Almighty. But look at what happened to him on earth. So it's your path, it's your journey. You can't give up.
Like, for instance, I remembered when I saw it coming. I knew it was going to happen when I said Nigeria was going to bleed. You know, like, I saw it coming. I knew it was going to happen. Probably the reason why, you know, I supported who I supported. Because we just need to get it right. Everyone is going to suffer if we don't get it right. Even the rich will cry because all your people are going to come for you. By the time you give this, give that,
exactly.
you find out that even your own pocket is getting dry. You know, and it takes a village to build a child, just the same way it takes a village to make a community great. You understand? So it's everybody. If one person is affected, the other person is affected. And we need to get to that place. Our government needs to understand that we are at that verge right now of crashing if they don't do something right. The crime rate is going to go high. People are going to keep dying. Depression is going to set in. People are going to be hungry, frustration. Everybody wants a good life.
Is that not what's already? Are we not hungry? Are we not frustrated? Everyone's depressed.
Everyone is going through that. And I said to them, when I said to people like, oh, she's doing it because she's dating an Igbo. But everybody's suffering. The Igbo, the Yoruba, the Hausa, we are all in this together. We are all in this together.
Would you ever go into politics?
Nah.
You have to go into politics.
No, because let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I can't do politics. You can't do politics because you have to follow the rules and regulations. I don't want to follow rules. Because when you follow rules, then you can speak. You can speak your truth.
Says who?
You can't. Wait, because, for instance, you have godfatherism in politics. You have to support your party. I'm that one person that if my party is doing wrong, I'm going to come on and
So
say.
come and shatter these walls. Come and break these ceilings. Come and beat that person.
No,
Honestly,
politics
you
is a
can.
very dirty game.
I understand that it is, but trust me, there have been people who have come and they've scattered everything.
Then they will sabotage you.
They
will not allow
with the God
you.
that you serve, they cannot do anything. It's not possible. You've not come this far for
my
nothing.
God.
I've always said this to you, and I'm saying it again. I know people are listening. You have to go into politics. If everyone keeps running away from it, we can't keep saying our leaders are. Who are the leaders? Do you understand? The leaders are the people that they're human beings like us.
Maybe when we get the right people there, doing the right thing.
I
then
don't
we can
agree.
come
I feel like you have to
above.
enter and help them do the right thing because we can't watch. If we keep waiting, grey hair will set in. We cannot wait. Enter and make a change from within.
Oh, well.
I think that you should reconsider anyway.
So, guys, what do you think? You want me to come into politics?
She has to.
Okay, so at this junction, if we don't go, we won't go, honestly, because she's my girl. We're going to talk from now till tomorrow. But, at the end of the day, it's all a fight for one. It's a fight for all.
Absolutely.
When I fought for the girl child who was molested, she said she was raped when she was 7, but, he wasn't charged for that because there was not enough evidence to pin that on him. But he was charged for molesting her. He was fighting for every other girl or every other boy out there, giving them a voice, knowing that you can come out and speak your truth and get justice. Mobad Zone was also the same for all the other upcoming musicians, and for the promoters to do right by them and producers to do right by them. Coming out to talk about politics was for us to get a better country, a better government. So everything I do, even though I pick, one situation to fight for that situation, is not actually just fighting for that situation alone, it's for fighting for every other situation that falls into that category. So that's just it. Mm-hmm. But we'll keep doing what we can do. Mm-hmm. And hopefully Nigeria will get better.
I'm hopeful.
And on that note, we want to say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to always put on your notification button. And don't forget to love, like, and share. There's nothing like love there, but me, I'll put love, like, and share. And please subscribe to our channel. Subscribe. Put on your notification, like, share, and view, watch it. And don't scroll, don't skip those adverts. We need those adverts to run so we can make money. I'll keep saying it. I love you guys. And yes, Chioma from Chioma. Oh my goodness, we can't go yet. Chioma, you haven't advised the young ones. Please do that. You have to advise the young ones out there who look up to you, who want to be like Chioma. The businesswoman, the entrepreneur, the philanthropist. So what's your advice for them?
So I just like to look at my life as a testament to everything that you can be. I feel like there's nothing special about me at all. Don't even watch this. I'm just like you. I'm like any other person. And if I can do it, you can do it. I think what's key is patience. Very important. Gen Zs, they kind of want it immediately. It doesn't work like that. You have to grind, you have to work hard, you have to be diligent, and you have to be consistent. And literally, the sky is your starting point. It's not my limit, it's my starting point. So it's the exact same for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can do this.
And then focus on your focus.
Always. Focus on your focus.
Focus on your focus.
Focus on your focus, on your focus, on your focus.
Okay, guys. All right. On this note, we say bye.
Bye.